think the Pillsbury Doughboy.
One of them like falls though, and then there's like a cloud.
Yeah, that's Wile E. Coyote.
They
But
don't
he
make a
doesn't
noise.
make words, I don't
No,
think.
never makes noise.
They're very quiet, those two.
Yeah, you might be thinking of something different. I don't know.
I could see that on
I'm
a
sure-
Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah.
But not them.
Maybe like Goofy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I could see Goofy doing that. Oh, that's definitely Goofy. Do it
that
again.
Goofy?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I could see Goofy doing that.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think you've misattributed it.
If you're listening right now and you
Yeah.
have a much better feel for cartoons than we do, us parents of
Yeah.
multiple children that watch nothing but cartoons, let us know
Yeah, what
the
is that
heck
sound?
I'm talking about, because I have no idea. It's something. It's out there. It's out there.
It is.
Oh, yeah. Anyone that really understands anything that Todd is talking about, we'd love your help. That'd be great. Welcome back to the big podcast, everybody. Welcome back. Season 4 rolls on. Christian, do it. Season 4. Let's go.
Season 4, it's the Boom Podcast. Season 4.
Powerful.
Oh, man.
Powerful jingle, just like the power of Season 4 itself. It's
amazing.
What a fitting way
Yeah.
to dive into our first true episode of Season 4.
Yeah, it does set a
like-
different reverential tone.
It
doesn't
does.
for the audience. It makes me want to be quiet, not get loud.
Well, you know what? I think for a long time we ourselves in our personal lives carry a bit of a regal air.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
If you interact with us,
Oh yeah.
you've felt kind of the gravity
Right.
of our presence.
Yeah.
And finally,
I thought it was the cape that Todd wears.
Some sense
Todd
of
does wear capes.
regalness. I
Yeah.
like that.
There's a-
There's
yeah.
definitely-
Legality.
I have a regality.
yes, the regality. There's a lot of pomp and fanfare.
Some
That-
circumstance.
There's not a lot of circumstance, but there's definitely pomp.
Definitely pop.
Heavier on the pump.
The color and the pageantry everywhere we go.
Sorry.
It's a wonderful thing. Anyway, so now we finally have a jingle befitting
Yeah.
of our royal presence.
All right. Let's think of that. Think of it that way.
Okay, so with that, let's dive into this episode. Oh, it's fun. That's a good time. Nice job, Christian, and nice job, Jordy. That is a fun little jingle. That's my favorite musical piece that you guys have done ever.
Thank you.
It's
Appreciate
really
that.
good.
I could listen to it. It's like every time I hear it, it's for the first time. It's just great.
know,
I can
yes.
listen to it over and over again.
I find myself, if I'm in a bad mood, if I'm having a bad
Oh.
day, I'll just pop that on
Pop
Right
the
there.
jingle in.
for 7 seconds.
Like if
and
you
life
were
is
say,
better.
taking a shower and you just got like shot in the eye with
Yeah.
shampoo.
You know, I'm
Oh,
glad you
man.
brought that up, Todd. I've been looking for my moment
Just say that
to
happened.
talk about this. I did. I am podcasting today, bravely soldiering on after. It's funny. Like I probably haven't had shampoo in my eyeball since I was like 11 years old or something. And today, for whatever
It's a good
reason,
run.
I had the shampoo and I'm getting it together. And the way I smashed it or something went straight into my eye, which burns like crazy. Don't do that at home. Anyway, but I soldier on, because the
That's kind
podcast
of guy you
matters.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So was it a huge glance or was it just like a little bit?
It was a large piece. It was enough to where like I felt it directly
Yeah.
hit the eyeball.
Yeah.
And
So that's tough. Yeah.
and I'm sure
Because
it
a
was-
little bit,
I'm sure it was a little bit probably, but I just knew the second
Direct
it.
hit.
Yes, I was
Don't you
direct
have
hit.
empathy now for those kids when they're like, oh, there's soap in my eyes, and you're like, wipe your eyes, you're fine. And now you're like, no, give them the give them the towel, they need it.
Yeah.
It hurts, guys.
Yeah.
Just getting empathetic.
I love
'cause
babies, so I need to. You need to.
If you guys get a chance, Google our studio address and then
Yes.
just send Terry some tear-free shampoo.
Yeah,
Just
the
Aw,
Johnson's
yeah.
baby
something to help him
shampoo.
out, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
switching.
That'd be good.
It's a
I'm
good
going to
idea.
stop at the
Just
store
in
on the way
case.
home.
Do we have a mid-show read on that?
We will by the time we get to the mid show. Actually, I'm glad you said that though, Christian. We do have a fun segment.
Oh, yay.
We do.
It's a fun
Yeah.
season 4 segment, and I think are we evaluating this?
We think it's going to be fun. We're
Okay.
not sure. Yeah.
Okay, so this will be the test run, and we'll decide, do we keep it or do we not?
Okay.
I like that,
Okay.
though. So that's coming up in the middle of the show. But today we're talking all about advantages of working virtually. Season 4 is all about working virtually, and
Yeah.
today we're just going to hammer on the advantages advantages both for an agent and for a team in brokerage. It's going to be good.
That's right. So we're not going to get into the details, the gritty details. That's what I was trying to say. We're not going to get into the gritty details about all of these advantages. We are going to touch on them, but then throughout the season, we're going to dive deeper into all these things. And like Terry said, the next episode, we'll talk about some of the challenges that you'll face. And just kind of keep in mind, Terry, Megan, and I have been doing this virtual thing for years now. And so this is something that comes from us learning the obstacles, learning the advantages. And there's a reason why we work this way right now is because we know that the advantages outweigh the challenges.
Yeah.
And there's ways
right.
to overcome those challenges too. So we're going to be talking about all those advantages today and get you all excited about working virtually. And then next episode, we're just going to crush your dreams and bring it back down to reality.
No, that's not true.
But let's dive right into it, some of the advantages. And let's do two sides of this coin.
Okay.
We're going to do the agent side. So the advantages to an agent who wants to work virtually, and then the advantages to a team or a brokerage that wants to work virtually.
Yes.
Or
I like that.
maybe entice their agents to work virtually.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
Yeah. So,
Sweet.
Megan, do you want to start us off? We'll
I'm
maybe
ready,
start on the
spaghetti.
agent side.
Yes. All right, here we go. To an agent, we are talking about the amazing advantages. The first one is just more time. More time. So you've got no more time lost to commuting. Think about how long it takes you to get to where you're going and get back. So that's gone. You just won that time back.
I used
Congratulations.
to travel. My office was 25-ish minutes. Depends on the traffic. One way to get there. And I know like a lot of people like that's nothing. I travel 2 hours every day.
Right.
You know, like, but to me, like 25 minutes and then 25 minutes back. And we live in a state where they want hands-free driving. So
Yep.
get off the phone, people.
Yep.
And so that would be about an hour of my day that I was pretty much lost. Whereas I could be working from home. So that's a
right.
big thing for me.
And then you calculate the dollar per hour and
Yep.
how much money are you paying just for the drive to the office, and you compound that every week, every month, every year. It's a lot of lost income or
Yep.
downtime, family time.
And even, I mean, that's the big chunk you're thinking about, but even parking your car, walking in, saying hi to everybody as you come in, going
yeah.
to sit down, getting your stuff set up again. I mean, it all kind of compounds into a big chunk of your day commuting. So, second is, you can work anywhere. You can work from anywhere, so it's just time efficient. So if I
Right.
need to write an offer, I can just pop up my computer and write it no matter where I am. I don't have to go somewhere different and waste that time. Just you can work from anywhere. Very efficient. And lastly, more time means more opportunities. And this means time with your family, time for self-care, time for another business or other buckets that you're pouring into, other projects that you're working on for your business, personal time, all of that. But just more time for growth and more enrichment in your life. That's not just being like wasted time that you're
Yeah.
just fiddling away. Not fiddling.
Fiddling.
Frittering.
Frackatat.
What's the word? What are we trying to come up with?
Fiddling, frittering, those are both
Fizzling
good.
away.
Okay, we're good on both
Yeah,
of those.
I think those are
thanks.
Is fritter a food? What's the food?
Yes, fritter
Yeah,
is
like
a
corn
food
fritter.
also.
Yeah.
Corn fritter, yeah.
Yeah, listen, we're giving you the gift of time.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
Guys,
And we're
it's a big
taking it
deal.
right back.
And we're going to take it right back in the next
as we
episode.
suck it out through this podcast. You could be doing so much more time
That's
with
true.
your day.
That's true. Don't
And we're like,
calculate how much money you're losing by
No,
listening to this
don't do
podcast
that.
right now.
Just focus on the fritters. All right.
Hey, by the way, have you guys noticed while we're talking about time? Have you had, like, we're doing a lot of Zoom meetings and go to meetings and things like that right now. Have you been late for Zoom meetings that are literally in your own dang house? You're like, I'm not going anywhere. I have nowhere to travel, and I'm still late to the stupid
yes.
Zoom.
I'm so sorry. Traffic was a
You
doozy.
can't blame that anymore. You can't do that.
It is
Yeah.
amazing how it
not
just, dang it. Yep.
On the other side of if you can get more time back, one of the nice things is you also have more flexibility when you're virtual, right? And this could be something like you can offer more and better service to your clients. And this kind of goes with what Megan was saying, which also flows into my second point, which is you can work from anywhere, so you're more work efficient. So like Megan was saying, I remember back in the day when it was, if I needed to put an offer together, I was like, all right, let's go find a Starbucks, or let's go to my office, and then we drive 20 minutes to get to the office.
Right.
And in a hot market, who knows what those 20 minutes could mean to, missing out on homes.
Yeah.
And so how nice is it that literally you can walk out to your car, you got a hotspot on your phone, and you can say, okay, let's just write the offer up right here. Or I've done it in the actual house's before. Don't always suggest that because of where cameras are these days and people listening in.
Sure.
But either way, what you see is that you can be more work efficient. You can work from anywhere. You can do it when you want. You're just more flexible. And more flexibility means you simply can do more. All right. And I think about what that means to your clients too. Being able to give them those opportunities where you can write the offer anywhere and you can do your research anywhere and you can work from anywhere. It just makes you more efficient and able to do so much more with your work and life.
Didn't you say, Todd, and I've started doing this a little bit here and there, but that you from time to time will just intentionally like write an offer on your phone just to like keep that muscle strong to be able to do that stuff anywhere. I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, so I'll challenge everybody, just because you want to be able to do it on the fly, so why not when you got one of these transactions that maybe doesn't need like this intensity that you have to be on it like perfectly, give yourself a little grace and work a transaction from beginning to end on your phone and only on your phone.
So good.
Writing offers, responding to emails, sending offers, all that, you should be able to do it from your phone if you're going to be a true virtual agent. So that's the challenge. I'm putting it down.
That's fun.
I love it.
Good one.
That's a good one. I like that.
I dug up an old jingle, by the way, that applies to this.
Does it?
Yeah, right.
Time to shine online.
Is that good? Shine Online?
That was reaching a little bit.
Really? Okay.
Time to shine online.
I like it. Joyous.
It's got a PBS vibe.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Very
like children's programming.
Yeah.
Like children.
Time to shine online.
All right, kids, let's shine online.
Yeah, there we go.
I think it's fabulous.
That's good.
All right, so you've got more time. You're more flexible. And now you have more freedom and ownership, which is awesome. So just think about it. When you're less reliant on others, there's just a certain sense of freedom and ownership that just comes with that. And that's anything from like the office is open till 5. Okay, well, you can only go in there. Then you have to figure something out. You don't need that anymore.
Right.
Like you are running the ship and you are deciding what happens because you can. And you've got the freedom to do that. And you can work from anywhere. So this used to be our little motto was, let's make it so that you could do it from anywhere, but do it from the beach.
Right.
At least I was like,
Right.
if I can do it make it so I can do this from the beach, that would be fabulous.
That's been a consistent theme here since we started.
It has, yeah.
If I can do it from the
put on
beach, that's the
everybody, but
ultimate, yeah.
Yes, that's the
ultimate.
goal. But really, it could be anywhere. It could be I can pull over and do it in a parking lot. I can do it at a listing. I could do it at a Starbucks. But I want to be able to do it on vacation. No, I don't. Take your vacation. But you could work from anywhere.
You can take more vacations
Yes.
if you can work from anywhere.
You know what I did? So the combination of what Todd talked about, doing it all on your phone and working from anywhere, I had my best experience ever of doing both of those things we have a AAA baseball team in town, the Indianapolis Indians, and they had like a Wednesday afternoon day game, and I was there, like we had really great seats. I was just chilling with my brother and our wives and stuff, and I had a client that wanted to write an offer, and I did it all on my phone, and it got accepted, and I'm just sitting there watching baseball, typing on my phone, and go back and watch a baseball or whatever, and I was like, I may come here during weekdays more often and just chill out and watch baseball and like work on my phone.
That would be sweet.
It's pretty
awesome.
great.
We have an agent in our brokerage who we just were talking to him this past summer, and he said that he has a pontoon boat and he worked. That is his office. He just takes his little bag, his office bag, to the pontoon, floats. He goes and parks it on one end of the lake. It floats all the way down, and then he turns it on and drives back up. Works the whole time on his
That's
boat.
awesome. He goes, I figure out which way the wind's blowing, and then I drive towards it.
Yep.
And then I just shut it down, and I let myself float all the way back, and I work the entire
And
time.
that's the dream. I mean, he's working, but because he's virtual and he has all these systems, he can do that. That's the freedom and the flexibility that you have, which is so
I love
awesome.
it. Man, that's really good.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
And lastly, I did forget to say, it also gives you more opportunity for growth. Again, more freedom to do the things you want to. Go take a class. Go learn how to make corn fritters if you want. Go do other things. Go travel when you can. But it's just that freedom is so important. And I think a lot of us do this job because of it, and this is taking it to the next level.
Yeah. That's good stuff. I like that. And the corn fritter industry needs our money now more than ever, guys. They're reeling right now. So, okay, so let's take a time out here. We're going to get to Todd's fun segment, Todd's thing. And I think, again, this is a yay or nay moment.
We're going to fill this one out.
We'll see what happens. Okay,
We're
so I'm
gonna
excited.
judge him at
But
the end.
we did create a fun jingle for this. So, producer Christian, fire the jingle.
Get on the train for Todd City segment.
That's some some of your best, funniest work ever.
Thank you, Terry.
Wow.
I appreciate that.
Well done, sir.
I love it. All right, so here's the deal, guys. We're going to try this. This is called Aren't You Glad? I almost wanted to change the title Orange You Glad because it goes with all those jokes,
The
right?
joke, yeah.
Aren't you glad you're not a... And then what I figured we'd do, and this is not like a shot at any other professions, I just came up with the idea of like, wouldn't it be fun to hear some of the horror stories that have happened in other professions? Because we all have our own horror stories from real estate. So what if we just kind of highlight some of the horror stories that we can find online? Because I'm sure they're true. And
He wants to hit the shine online again. I know he
Time
does.
to shine on light.
Yeah, there it is. I knew you wanted it.
and then we could have some
So
witty
good.
banter about our experiences with that
Sounds
profession. And then we can
Sounds
get back
good.
to real estate.
All right, I love it. Let's go.
What I did is I perused the internet, and I this week I focused on flight attendants and their jobs. There are a lot of stories, as you can imagine, from flight attendants.
Why flight attendants? You don't mind me asking.
You know what? I feel like I miss my flight attendants because we don't get to fly anymore.
I know, yeah, that's true.
But I also tried to find, there were some really grotesque stories.
Yeah.
And then there were some that are like the worst stories, like it really wasn't that bad. But most of these, so I tried to find ones that were kind of down the middle. All right, I don't want to gross everybody out.
I'm
so.
excited to see what you consider down the middle.
All right.
So, still nervous.
I didn't want to quote people, so I didn't put their names or what airline they're from or anything like that.
Okay.
So we'll just say this is
American
Susie.
Airlines.
Susie shares a story. She's a flight attendant with some airline. Okay, this is her story.
Okay.
There were two older ladies who were.
Wait, should we have some like piano music
yeah,
in the
yeah,
background?
sure, I'll
Producer
put- there we
Christian,
go.
do you
I'll
have
put
something
that
there?
Beautiful. I like it. All right. There were two older ladies who were sitting, and every time we would walk by, they would look uncomfortable, but we wouldn't say anything. Only afterwards did we investigate. There was an older man who had some sort of foot fetish or fascination with these two ladies' feet, so he had crawled in under his seat so you couldn't see him, and then he was kissing their feet and caressing or tickling their feet. They were so proper. These ladies were so proper and so horrified that they just sat there and they were too embarrassed to talk about it. Some dude is just licking their feet.
And they don't say there's no amount of properness. And listen, you know we are a regal podcast. There's no
right.
properness
There's a jingle to prove it.
that would dictate that you should just sit idly by and let someone do anything to your feet.
Can we talk about how is that down the middle?
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Circling back to
Is that down the middle?
We might have some better ones later.
Todd's like, oh crap, that was the most
So
down
that was the
middle
middle.
I got.
That was the middle. Megan. Note to self.
So for flight attendants, so this is just a shout out to the
Wow.
realtors. Be glad you're a realtor because you don't have to deal with. I'm sure there's some foot fetishes in our industry though too.
But can I
Yes,
ask,
but-
like, how did the flight attendants not notice a man laying on the ground?
Yeah, that
in a
seems to be
plane?
odd.
now let's
Yeah.
not try to shoot holes
Okay.
in these stories,
All right.
guys, because it's a lot more fun
Well,
if we just
obviously
take them
she
at
found
face
out
value.
at some point because, she's telling the story.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the ladies, so maybe they found him by the end. But still,
Sir, I'm gonna need you back in your seat, sir.
you're going to need to buckle
We're
up.
making our initial
Pilot
approach.
said-
We need to, yeah.
You know,
Sorry,
I think
the
I had
light
a
is on.
false sense of
Someone's on.
security. There's that little rail that goes around the end of your feet, and I thought, well, that's
There is.
protecting me. From
You
the
feel
people.
like it does, yeah.
Like you feel like that protects
Not
you.
That
That
guy must
guy
have wedged
Got
his
his tongue
head
right over
through
it.
there.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
How,
Maybe it's
That's
first
it.
class. I don't know. I don't know. I do know one thing.
Yes.
The three of us went to the University of Evansville,
Yes.
and Kwame James
Yes.
is also a University of Evansville grad.
Yep.
And he is one of the guys that held back the shoe bomber.
Yes.
That
Yep.
was flying from like Paris to New York or something. I forget
Yes.
or Miami, I think. And
job,
and I
Kwame.
read about that recently just because I was like, oh, I remember that name, and so I went back
Yeah.
and read about it. And yeah, he was one of the guys that had to hold the guy down during the
Yep.
flight.
Yeah, shouts
It's a long
out
flight,
to
too.
him.
pretty awesome.
That's crazy.
Long
Yeah.
time.
A long
hold that guy
time to
down.
hold a guy
Yeah.
down. Yeah, wow. Oh, good stuff. I like this segment. I think I like
I
this
think
segment.
it's got some potential.
What do you, Christian? What do you think?
I'm concerned that that's the middle.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
There'll be
Christian,
some-
But I
gonna
like
give
it,
it-
though.
By the way,
I like the
we'll be
segment.
able to relate too because I've got one about servers, and Terry and I used to be
Yeah.
servers.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got
yeah.
one about
That's good.
teaching. I
Oh,
was a
good, yeah.
teacher.
oh, good. Yeah,
I
we'll
think
keep
it's
it
good
in.
for us to be able to just check ourselves and say, okay, in the real estate industry,
true.
we're pretty lucky. I mean, there's some crazy things that happen, but not like what
Yeah.
we just heard.
That's true. No, well, as
far as I know.
Yeah, as far as we
Yeah,
know.
so
Okay, Todd, let's get back to it. Let's talk about the advantages of working virtually for a team or brokerage,
Let's
my friend.
do it. And while we do that, for anybody that currently has a foot fetish or knows a story about a foot fetish, go ahead and send that to us so that we can read it on air. We'd appreciate that.
Info
this
at
is-
boomrealestatepodcast.com.
If you were a flight
Attention,
attendant.
Terry.
No.
No, maybe just if you were a flight attendant or you knew one on a plane.
One of the best
or-
videos, most watched videos that Meg and I have is about a piggyback
No,
ride.
yeah.
And we found out that there's like a certain
I had no
subculture
idea.
about piggyback rides. So imagine just us
No
talking
idea.
about foot fetishes, what that's going to do for our numbers right now.
Finally, yeah, we're going to break through.
Oh, that's the key.
That
Dear Boom Team.
Tiny sliver of a sub-segment we were looking
Yep.
for.
Yes.
All right, let's get right back into it. So we talked about the advantages to an agent of working virtually. What about the teams or brokerages out there that maybe they're not fully virtual, but they are inspiring, they're leading their agents to look into virtual, or at least giving them the abilities to work virtually. So some of the advantage to them, one is lower costs. I mean, think about it. If you are abandoning the brick and mortar, utilities, office supplies, etc., all that stuff, you can then save all that money. And guess what? Those cost savings you can either keep as profit or you funnel them right back to the agents as higher commission splits.
Yeah.
Leads, tools, technology, all that stuff that you can use that money for. And as Terry mentioned, this is just generally how we are tracking. This is the direction that we're going. So you're going to have to be more competitive with those other things. And if you can't keep up with them, then you're going to be left behind. So you got to consider it.
Yep. No, I think that's good. And there's also a couple models where people have a very small storefront if they want to keep that brick and mortar, but smaller. And then they have virtual agents and systems
Yeah.
so that you can have both. But just think about what you can gain from that and even the stress of having a brick and mortar right now. So all that extra money and flexibility that you have.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a huge
It really is.
benefit for sure. All right, Megan, what you got?
Oh, yeah. No physical regional borders, which is fabulous. This just kind of opens it all up for you. Agents aren't restricted to office locations or any areas. They can go anywhere and work anywhere, and they can produce from anywhere like we talked about earlier, which is great for a brokerage that you give them that freedom. Which is
And
nice.
of course, we talked about regional earlier, so we defined regional.
Exactly.
right.
We now know what that is.
More than one
It's more
time
than
zone.
one time zone, more than one state,
Not state,
but not national,
but no, not national.
and certainly not international, unless
You go
you're
over
going
the
to
border.
Canada
Yep.
from Detroit.
By the way, we've seen that in our own brokerage that we, by not having borders, by being virtual, we're able to basically recruit all around greater Indianapolis. And now we have people regionally looking around at our, expanding
Regionally.
what we have. So
Yep.
it's exciting
cool.
stuff. So think about that. I like this one. There's just generally there's an implied innovation. Like at some point, the rest of the world is going to catch up and you won't be innovative anymore.
Right.
But right now, if you know of a virtual agent, virtual brokerage, a team, there's just something about them that they just seem like they're forward thinking, they're innovative in what they're doing. And typically, if you're innovative, it comes
regional.
with more clout. If you're regional, it
Regional
comes
innovative.
with more clout, and people just kind of think that you're doing more
It's
than
true.
you actually may be doing. So it's just nice to have that title.
Yep. And then also better recruitment. You can offer more to the agent, like we talked about earlier. If you have more margin, you can offer more back to the agent and saving more from not having the physical space. You can give it back in commissions or incentives or systems, things to make them better agents and make them happier in their business, which is incredible. And then you can recruit from anywhere. Just like we were saying, there's no physical boundaries, so you get to set those as a brokerage or a team. You can it just opens up everything. And then just like Todd said, the automatic recruitment advantage that you have because you're innovative, and you can lean into that because this isn't going anywhere. And right now you are on the leading edge of something that is not going to stop. So you might as well hop on board in some capacity and use that towards your recruiting.
For sure. There it is. If you're an agent, it's more time, more flexibility, more freedom and ownership. For a team or brokerage, it's lower costs, no physical or regional borders, implied innovation, and better recruitment opportunities. It is so advantageous to work virtually. We love it. You're going to love it. But there are some challenges. There are challenges. We're going to talk about those. That's coming up in the next episode. We will see you next time on the Boom Real Estate Podcast.
Oh,